Alright, this game is Dreadline Express, and I already love this menu, actually. Like, I actually think this is fantastic. This is really cool. Look at this. It's like tarot cards. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's a really cool menu. Like, oh. This seems like I'm currently horizontal. Focus on the loudspeaker. Static noise pouring from the wall speaker is strangely soothing. It calms me, grounds my confused mind. Suddenly, it is interrupted by the snap of an electrical circuit, followed by an unfamiliar, sharply cut voice echoing through the cabin. With immediate effect, free movement on the train is forbidden. We've been spotted again. The lottery is already in progress, and the chosen passengers will be informed of their situation without delay. We expect your full cooperation. All hail the Supreme Engineer. What? What? Okay, that's looking good outside today, I think. The pitch black darkness is transforming. It swarms, breathes, and pulsates. An amorphous mass made up of thousands of tentacles. The steam locomotive at the front slows down under the terrible strain. Sticky sprouts are trying to make their way inside. The thin window glass is the last barrier separating me from that monstrosity. You know, that's fine. Let's just look at some items. Let's not look out there. A bad idea. It's raining octopus again, yes. Several miscellaneous items lie scattered around on an improvised storage area. It'd be safe to assume that they belong to me, and yet I can't remember a single one of them. There's a piece of paper sticking out of the books. I'm drawn to it by an unspoken compulsion. Rose Mather, my beloved wife, born 1917, married to me 1937, killed. What year is it? She was always kind and carried herself with dignity, brave to the last moment. That's how I want to remember. I must not forget. I don't want to. Others will forget, but I won't. I won't allow it. I cannot. Teresa must remember her mother. Oh, okay. I'm gonna take it in my hand. Wait, let's flip it. Like a broken vase, I glue the pieces of my life together. I had a wife, born in the year of 1917. She seems to have died here, on the train. How it happened, I don't know. In spite of my best efforts, I've forgotten, but I loved her with all my heart. I failed myself. I failed Teresa. If I take it in my hand, what happens? Folded sheet of paper. It wasn't here before. It's addressed to me. A single sheet of paper with an impersonal message. In the lottery, your name was drawn. Thank you for your sacrifice. Wait for the arrival of the conductor and do not leave behind any memorabilia. There is no reason to endanger your loved ones. All hail the Supreme Engineer. Someone's coming for me. That's probably bad. Door's locked from the outside. I can't open it from here. I'm trapped in my own cabin. How do I put the card away? In my stale pockets full of grease stains, I discover an object. Leather. Leather-bound book without a title. Raise your gaze and prepare it for reward. Not mere cards, these pages preserve memories and knowledge in a form not subject to external influences. Choose the cards you deem the most suitable to achieve your goals and prepare them in your hand. The cards in your palm form your intention, and as such, they are always used together. If the current hand is no good for you, the path of modesty can help you. Narrow down your selection, think broadly, and pay attention to new leads. Myself, wife. Okay. I remember my wife now. Cabin is lit by a warm candlelight. In other circumstances, it would seem cozy. I can see the original electric lights on the wall, and somebody has put them out of commission. Flip the card. Light has been our guide since the beginning of time. Within its reach, the unknown becomes tangible. That allows us to discover and learn. Here on board the train, human light is so much more reassuring, an invisible barricade protecting the fragile mind from the incomprehensible outside. The carriages have electric lights, but it's unclear if they work. In my... Wait, does it scroll? Oh, no, it's got an arrow down. Or not. How does it work? Oh, there we go. We can scroll with the mouse wheel. In my private compartment, the lighting is cut off for some reason. I am left to the soothing glow of candles. The wax, however, is running out. There we go. I remember light. Tiny objects dance to the rhythm of trained sleepers across a once elegant piece of furniture. The worn piece of wood is covered with many scratches from countless former users. But some grooves are fresher and deeper than the others at first glance. Remotely, they give the impression of a coherent text. However, it is not possible to read in the dim light. Already did this one. Maybe we are the train? Dude, maybe. The cabin is lit by warm candlelight. In other circumstances, it would seem cozy. Alright, same exact one. There might be other things in the items. Nothing unusual. Got it. There has to be another way. Can I crouch? I can crouch. There we go. Hidden from the world is an unknown piece of luggage tucked under the seat. Sturdy leather, covered work case. Wear indicates active use. A numerical row locking mechanism guards the contents inside. Should I know the combination? Crap. We have a... This is an escape room. Alright. There's got to be a note somewhere. There's got to be some information about this. Wait. Her date. The dates. 1917. Let me do the combination. Can I do it? Oh, well, let me do it. Okay, so I can't put it in. I bet it's going to be the date of the wife or the date of her death. Let me try this. Okay, so we have to hold the card in the hand to say what our intention is, and then guess the lock combination. I could use the wife's year of birth as a code. However, the numeric lock is 8 digits. One date is not enough. Perhaps if I grab the nearest candle, I might be able to read the lines. It's flickering light. Now I get it. This is sick, dude. Yeah, the light for the table, exactly. Hidden secrets emerge. With no small effort, I set to reading. Teresa Mather, born 1938. Boarded, 8 years old. Beloved daughter. Kind, innocent, modest. Demise in the train. Covard, don't forget you are a coward. I'm a coward. Alright. There are many fresh, deep punctures. Okay, there we go. Strong knife stab wounds. Memories betray me. I have a daughter. How could I forget? Or rather, I had a daughter. Teresa was born in 1938. She was 8 years old when we boarded the train, the colossus of steel in which she died. It was my fault. I had the power to intervene. For that, I judge myself a coward. Take it in the hand. Now we're going to go like this. We're going to put the light away. We're going to take the wife one back out. Combination is both dates. Could the birth years of the daughter and the wife be the solution to this riddle? I enter the numbers 1917 and 1938. Locks click. Okay, were we a doctor? This is very medicine-like. A musty leather smell wafts from inside. The case is about to reveal its secret. It contains medical supplies, various reports, and a few other documents. A faded photograph, part of some kind of legal document, stands out from the rest. The face in it looks strikingly familiar. Identity documents. Now I know who I am. I was an apothecary. Yeah, I love the way of interacting with the world. I really enjoy that, actually. Yeah. Samuel Mather. My own name is foreign to me, yet it is bound to me like a parasitic larva. By profession, I am an apothecary. Expert knowledge of chemical compounds and their effect on living organisms is my strength. I have sworn to use it as a tool of healing, but I can do harm as easily as I can help. I know. Could use light. Hello. Hi. I assume you've already had time to read the letter. Everything is clear to you, I believe. The conductor towers over me. Before I take you away, is there anything you wish to tell me? Offer my expertise. Dear Samuel, so this is your plan. You want to be useful. But we don't need any help on this board. We have placed ourselves entirely in the hands of our supreme engineer. Don't be worried. You'll soon get to know him too. Let's get on our way. The conductor reaches out his skinny hand to me. I feel like maybe I could have splashed acid on him or something, right? Because, like, let's keep playing. The train began to accelerate. The conductor hurriedly leaves my compartment, making his way to the front of the train. The situation is calming down. The danger has passed. I wanted to be an apothecary, though, man. I feel like I should be able to glean something else from being an apothecary, but I guess technically this is effectively giving me an item that is what an apothecary would do in any given situation, right? Like, I am an apothecary. So now this item is me being an apothecary in whatever situation that I feel it would make the most sense, right? That's sort of the idea there. I think that's a really interesting way to do this. Think of my family. I had a wife. I had a daughter. I was the father of a family, but I forgot them, against my will. But I kept a note for myself to remember. I hid it. Why all the secrecy? I love that. I love that there's so many combinations that you can do with this, too. You know? There's also some kind of a box back there. Like, there's a box behind this. Glass is marred by countless scratches, all on the outside. Through the yellowed filth, I watch a sky I don't recognize. An alien sky that chills me to the bone. Ooh! Every second I spend looking at the alien sky burns me inside. This is not our world anymore. The unnatural hue of the new sun, looking down on the gnawed skeletons of human cities, makes me dizzy. Is that an environment thing? The outside world. Okay. The paper carries binding rules for passengers. Supreme Engineer, propelling this noble machine forward with his iron will, establishes the following boarding rules. The train's crew, forever loyal to the sovereign leader, swears to enforce this order by any means necessary, for this is the way to redemption. There are dozens of rules in the name of spirit, restricting the free movement, food rations, property, and other freedoms of passengers, all for the greater good. The rules end with a list of possible punishments, under which stands the confident signature of the Supreme Engineer. Restrictive regime. Strict rules gnaw away at the last remnants of freedom from the bones of passengers. They regulate food rations, duties, and freedoms. The word of the Supreme Engineer is law. The main points are as follows. Prohibition of free movement outside of the assigned area. Prohibition of endangering one's own or others' lives unless ordered by the crew. No recording of events on the train or events that took place before. I've already been in violation. The train crew, conductors, are responsible for enforcing the rules. No price is too high. That's a lot of pages. So the train now has this. Seemingly abandoned luggage, some are empty, most are full of personal belongings. They become memorials. It's hard to guess what fate awaited the owner of this particular briefcase. There was no need. Even in the weak light, it is obvious that I would not find anything interesting here. Focus on the unknown light. An unnatural light dyes the dead world in crimson. The color of blood spills onto the car, on the walls, on the luggage, on me. I feel disgraced by it. Hi, man. Hey, you doing cool over there? A sad man with bloodshot eyes sits at the table. Can I have a talk with him? Young sir, the man's gaze is unexpectedly firm. You haven't spoken to me during our entire journey. Now you won't even introduce yourself and demand something from me? You'll have to forgive me. But that being said, I refuse to be of any use to you. Countless bottles of various spirits cover the tabletop. Some of the labels are familiar to me, others I'm seeing for the first time. All bottles have one thing in common. They're empty, to the last drop. There's not even the faintest trace of the bitter alcohol that one would expect. Why their owner put them on display here is a mystery to me. Alcohol bottles. Mute figures made of glass, empty and without purpose. Yet here they are, displayed in front of one of the passengers. Is this a sentiment? A string pulling the mind back to times long gone. A materialized remembrance can take many forms. This is a question mark. I wonder if we can... Can we apothecary bottle? Hey man, I just want to go back in my room for a moment and maybe create a bomb. Nope, I guess not. You know, like maybe just make a weapon of some kind. Because since I'm going to be sacrificed momentarily. What emotion do the bottles evoke in me? Oh, there we go. I remain free of any emotion. I don't dislike alcohol. I don't crave it either. The sight of empty bottles, or empty glass bodies, doesn't give me the slightest urge. Introduce yourself. The man looks sternly again, but eventually his features give way. My pleasure, Samuel, offering me a hand to shake. My name is Garrett Wilcott. The profession of an apothecary is a very noble one, widely respected. I regret that the same cannot be said of my profession. I'm a judge, or at least I used to be, before I got on this train. Nice. So we got more information. Crime and punishment wage an eternal battle against each other. Those who commit evil stand against those who punish evil. And how else to punish them than the evil itself? Becoming an instrument of justice robs a man of part of his humanity. It brings him closer to the evil he wants to fight, and no amount of ironed robes and elaborate ethics will save him. And so Garrett sacrificed himself for the sake of justice. We can only hope that this motivation was an altruistic need to protect others, rather than his own pleasure and punishment. Let's see if we can talk to him about his profession. In my profession, more than anywhere else it applies, that what is good for one can be evil for another. But I'm still only human. It's impossible for me to make universally correct decisions. If it still mattered in any way, I'd like the sum of my decisions to have a positive effect. Okay, that's fair. And makes sense. Talk about family. Family is everything to a man. It's legacy. It's meaning. At least, that's how I used to think about it until recently. Are you interested in anything specific? Would you like to tell me something about your family? Or are you asking about mine? Smart. Let's do this. And let's do... Judge. Let's ask about his family. I love this system of interaction. I think it's fantastic, dude. Unique, too. Weird and unique. Yeah. This is one of the few topics I'm not going to discuss with you, Garrett shudders. He seems to be fighting some sort of internal struggle. Okay, fair. We're not friendly enough. Let's ask him about the alcohol bottles then, actually. What about you and alcohol, bud? Garrett raises his eyebrows. I'm not surprised by your question, Samuel. For the first few weeks, maybe months of our journey, the alcohol in those bottles provided me with comfort, a connection to my lost life. But it's been a long time since the last drop dried up. There will never be another one like this, or any other. Sometimes, however, I can still sense that sweet hint of alcohol, fleeting and elusive. That's why I keep them here. In our situation, there is no longer any reason to keep our petty secrets. I would give anything for the chance to feel that beautiful alcoholic intoxication one last time. He is very much an addict. Tell him about our family. Yeah, it reminds me of a text adventure. Like, ask this, right? I might be in limbo. Could be. A wife and daughter, you say. I do believe they brought you much happiness. Don't let our current situation tarnish your memories. Hold on to them. One lady here on board told me that memories are the only thing worth living for. So we've learned a bit, and I think that might be... I want to ask him about how he feels about the regime. Maybe not? He doesn't want to talk about that. Alright, maybe we can do this. Yeah, just the regime on its own. I understand what you're asking, Samuel. You know, people need order, rules, and laws so they don't stray. Restrictions and punishments are certainly unpopular, yet necessary. If you're intelligent, you will comply, hand over control, and spend the rest of your life in calm. As far as I'm concerned, I'm extremely glad that I no longer have to bear the burden of choice. I have no ambition to disrupt the order here. Fair. A few blankets hung on a wire form an improvised wall, sort of shelter providing the passenger on the other side with an apparent sense of privacy. An ornamental decoration made of cut glass depicts an unusual scene. Despite the pastel colors, the mere sight of it unsettles me. What could be its meaning? Let's shine a light on that. The light from the other side passes through the glass and draws color patterns on the surrounding environment. The disturbing scene thus takes on a third dimension. Oh. I noticed you there, buddy. You cool? I feel like you might not be cool, dude. Yeah, it's a little concerned. See that guy there in the corner? Let's just go talk to him. This person is in considerable discomfort. Head and hands and tremors are obvious evidence of such. His clothes are soaked with sweat. The acrid smell is almost unbearable. Let's be an apothecary to this guy. Maybe we can give him something to calm him down, right? Maybe. Hello. The young man only acknowledges me after several attempts. Mr. Samuel? He keeps shaking. We've already had the honor. Euler, sir. Or Euler. Could be Euler. My name is Euler. Please, he trembles. A man of your profession. Help me. The noise here is unbearable. This infernal machine will not let me rest. Okay. Unbearable noise. The noise never stops. It is part of all of us. The hum of the steam engine, the clank of the sleepers will be with us for the rest of our lives. The human mind is unusually adaptable, so passengers have long since become accustomed to the constant roar of the machine. If we didn't, we'd end up like that withered young man suffering from tremors in the corner of the carriage. Okay, I'm gonna put the apothecary back and talk about the noise. The roar of this infernal steam engine. I can't take it much longer. It's piercing my mind. I can't sleep. I can't eat. Most of all, I can't think. Can you help me? He looks me into eyes? I think that was flipped. It looks into my eyes. I'm starting to regret ever getting on this last train. Let's see if we can do something about this. Shed a light on him. Maybe talk to him. Let's talk to him about the regime. The despair in his eyes grows stronger. I hope, I still believe, the crew will help me somehow. Or maybe you. Help me. Get rid of this horrible noise, please. Why don't you go over by the judge? At first he looks confused, then he remembers the man on the other side. Yes, I don't know much about him, except perhaps that he's very proud of his bottles. Mr. Samuel, I have never consumed alcohol, but now I must confess, if there was anything in those bottles across the corridor, I would seriously consider drinking them for a moment of peace. Unfortunately, I don't have any alcohol with me, nor do I know if there's any left on board. Okay. Let's talk to him about the sky. Oh, I should probably talk to the last guy about the sky, too. Sweaty face framed by slick hair turns to me. The sky. I can't even look out anymore. The scenery leaps, the window pane rattles, all the rhythm of the agony inside my head. Help me. I feel like we should probably remove this stained glass in some way. I feel like that's probably what's causing this horrific problem for this dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I feel like that's exactly what's doing it. Like, this is shining on him, and it makes me feel unsettled to look at it. You know, Samuel, I still sometimes hope to wake up from this nightmare. Then I'll look out at the sky. Garrett turns his head to the window, and I realize it's not a dream. It's really happening. There's nothing waiting for us. There's no one else left. Only us, the crew of the last human train. Last human train. There we go. There's nothing left but this train. A huge steel mass filled with despair and resignation. Is this an arc of hope or a foolish attempt to escape the inevitable? The tracks ahead, like our future, are lost in an endless void. We're the last people, the last passengers. My knowledge of the matter is modest, but one thing is certain. The world as we knew it is over. And this train, our train, is the last vestige of human civilization. We must not stop, or even slow down. Never. Garrett seemed to recite this phrase mechanically. I still haven't decided whether the steel behemoth is our salvation or our prison. Let's talk to him about it. Yeah, it's a bit Eldritch horror, right? Oh, I've looked outside a couple of times already. Locomotive Bavarian class. I can't remember. The noise of that devilish machine never stops. The rails pound. The walls creak. What a creation I have helped to make. Help me from this noise, please. He helped to make? He helped to make? Sir? Explain this to me? Yeah, that dude definitely looked outside. There's stuff in there. There's drawings. You see that? I'm gonna introduce myself. Leave me alone, the man at the other end snaps at me. Voluntary isolation. There are thousands of reasons to go into seclusion, but often just one is enough. It is not at all clear what drove the builder of this improvised shelter to voluntarily isolate himself. But however flimsy this lonely fortress may be, its symbolism is clear, and the other passengers acknowledge it, at least to some extent. Okay, so we have panic attacks, addiction, and isolation. That's what we have right now. Garrett glances at the ragged wall behind my back. I know very little about the man out there hiding from the world, but one thing is clear to me. He's weak. A weakling and a coward. Some people are born like this. For others, it's due to their mother's overprotectiveness. Of course, every one of us aboard this train has plenty of reasons to be sad. However, none of us fall into such strong melancholy, do we? Damn. Wow. And we lost our memory, so. The man behind the blanket? I've seen him a few times. Maybe I can't concentrate. Hopefully his shelter provides him with some peace of mind that I miss so much. I have no means of convincing the man inside to talk to me, but I give up on vain efforts. Alright. Well, we learned about something by talking to him, at least. There's something over here, too. Very strange door. Door's locked. From the other side comes a clicking sound, the origin of which is unclear to me. There's no possible way I can open this door. Better give up vain efforts. Alright. Shine a light on the rules. The lantern hanging next to it illuminates the rules well enough. I can read them without any trouble. Supreme Engineer propelling this noble machine forward with his iron will. Okay, so it's the same thing as before. Restrictive regime. Can we do damage to things? That's the big question that I have. Ah, here we go. Several papers are pinned to the wallpaper and wall lighting. As far as I can tell, it's some kind of mathematical calculations and equations, but it's not within my ability to understand them. Every single paper is signed Euler P. Meadow. Combinatorialist. Miskatonic University. Miskatonic? Miskatonic. Ooh. Love that. Let me see if I can pull up anything for this. I love that. You know that name? You know it from H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah. Weller P. Meadow, a name belonging to an obviously brilliant mind. A consciousness capable of peering behind the curtain of the universe and seeing the grand order in chaos. Combinatorics is the science of ordering, selecting, and enumerating possibilities. It reveals the true magnitude of the potential of an individual and quantifies our destiny. Show interest in combinatorics. These are my notes from before. I don't know what they mean anymore. That horrible noise. I'm paralyzed. It's unbearable. Help me somehow, please. Let's talk to them about combinatorics. Nope. Maybe you. You mean the man in the corner? I don't know anything about him. He doesn't talk much anymore to anyone. However, he doesn't seem to be lacking anything. Lacking anything? What if we use combinatorics and unbearable noise? Can we do anything with that? I don't know if we can. Let's see if we can shine a light on this. Maybe light doesn't just mean illumination. Maybe it means understanding as well. No, it doesn't. Can we do anything with it? Okay, I'm gonna try to go through the next door. Mr. Samuel, be careful. You know that freedom of movement is restricted here. Studying the boarding rules thoroughly. They're displayed on the walls. Stay safe. Door is locked anyway. Okay. Well, that's interesting, because they were supposed to sacrifice me, is the whole idea. Wait. That's a box. That's not what we want. Look at the sky. Same thing that we said before. A red moon grinning at a conquered world. A moon? So a moon showed up. Is that how this started? Yeah. Alright, so a little bit of understanding about this. It looks like a moon showed up, swathed the world in eldritch horror. And this is the last train. Yeah, the medical bag is the only thing I can think of. If we use this, I'm gonna try... Let's see if we can do that. We can do something with him, right? And we'll go back to our tools. Maybe there's something to do that there. Is there anything that we can do for this guy, for the unbearable noise? Search for a calming substance. Bingo. In addition to the recorded knowledge needed to produce various medicines, the case also contains several potent substances. Amongst the powdered ingredients and dried herbs lies a lone vial of brown liquid. Last remaining dose of laudanum. I should use it wisely. There must be more than one use for it. Okay. Tinctures of opium, used to cure many ailments. That is, until they were banned in the early 20th century. And yet, one innocent-looking bottle is found amongst my inventory. Consumption of the substance causes a shift in consciousness, feelings of euphoria and peace. It relieves both physical and mental pain. Yeah, but it also makes you really addicted to opiates. I mean... What do you want? Soothing static is interrupted by a firm, measured voice. Announcement to the passengers. Our providers in the dining car have just finished preparing today's rations. Food will be distributed at the conductor's office service window. Begin approaching it one by one. Respect the order determined by your place in the car. Mr. Mather will approach first. To the Supreme Engineer, our gratitude. Let's fix you. The young man licks his lips greedily and seems lost in thought. He is clearly hungry, but eventually he notices me and reacts. Laudanum. The young man's eyes dart around as he begins to recite mechanically. An opium tincture, a narcotic for sedating the body, relieving pain and inducing a feeling of bliss. Why are you mentioning it, though? Do you have any? Please, my head isn't working properly in all this noise. You need to be more specific. I am an apothecary, and I have laudanum. Actually, no. Laudanum for the unbearable noise. There we go. What a kind offer, really. I appreciate it immensely, especially coming from you. However, I don't use addictive substances. The young man suddenly grits his teeth as a new wave of pain overwhelms him. No, you're right. I'm willing to try anything. This is no longer endurable. He swallows the contents of the offered bottle. The young man's troubled features finally relax. Comfort. Peace. Thank you. Okay. Did I only have the one? Alright. Euler's arms are relaxed and he looks calm. His tremors have ceased. His clothes are soaked with sweat. The acrid smell is almost unbearable. Now let's talk to him about combinatorics, rather. Combinatorics? Yes, he recalls. Before the train, I worked at the university studying probability, quantifying possibilities. I probably won't be able to do that for a while now. Your laudanum is blurring my mind. God damn it! However, if you're interested in something specific, Mr. Samuel, I may be able to understand my old notes and find what you seek in them. Ask for the meeting. I made him drugged out. Yeah. There was one dose, yeah. The person in the seat is mumbling something. My calculations. My equations. The secrets they hold. I can't finish them. Can't do it. Oh, that dreadful noise. Wait. Why would he be upset about the noise? We already fixed the noise. Alright, so we've given him the laudanum. He no longer has the unbearable noise. Let's ask him about the unbearable noise now. The noise doesn't bother me anymore. Thank you, Mr. Samuel. I can finally enjoy the ride. The last human train. It's beautiful here. Okay, he talked about the last human train. Let's ask him about the last human train now that he is overwhelmed with joy. The young man's face brightens further, and he begins to talk. Bavarian Class A2 locomotive, serial number KBay STS-B, S36, NR367. A beautiful machine also called Vow-Bearer. Vow-Bearer, we're going to remember. I don't want to brag, he says, lifting his chin, but railways are my passion. I even helped get this steam engine that pulls us up and running. I'm glad I can finally enjoy the joy of the ride without the crushing noise. Trains like this haven't been manufactured for decades, says with a deranged smile on his lips. Okay, so we broke this man. We turned him into a problem. Let's talk to him about the aliens guy. It's incredible, isn't it? Incredible? How our world has changed and how quickly? Those things out there must wield terrible power. He's smiling. That's good, right? Yeah, exactly. That's great. Let's ask him about the judge. You mean the man that crossed the hall? Of course. I don't know much about him. We've never spoken. However, sometimes, when the noise of the train settles down, I hear a little of his lament. In particular, his sleep is restless and full of remorse. What's strange, though, is that he blames himself. He has committed some terrible act and cannot forgive himself. It must be a terrible sin. There we go. Something new. We all make mistakes and commit sins. However, some sins burden us so heavily that the weight of remorse becomes unbearable. Our conscience becomes an enemy, endlessly tormenting us with our unchangeable past. It is a weakness that others can exploit if they have the right tools. A person can be completely destroyed by their sins or stripped bare and exposed. Garrett's remorse gives him no peace. He must have done something terrible. How many more sinners are still on board? Let's go find out. Hey, buddy, you want to, like, lay your sins out on the table because you said that you would talk to me about anything? No, you don't? You don't want to do that? You want to tell me about your sins? What'd you do, man? What'd you do, man? What'd you do, man? What did he do? Alright, well, let's find out about your sins. No? No? Yeah. Sorry, the sins don't have much use yet? Oh, okay. That's fair. I do think it's really interesting Like, each card that I get, I think of the other combinations that we have. Of, like, we have alcohol bottles. We can be like, hey, why do you drink alcohol? It's because you sinned. Do you have sin in there? Right? And I really enjoy this. Like, I love the way that you've done the inventory for this. It's freaking rad. Like, it really is. Alright, I think we might be able to go to the next car now. Maybe. Oh, no, we can't. I thought we were supposed to for food, but I guess not yet. Yeah. Okay. So I do have to use something with him. I'm going to talk to him about my family. Yeah. Supposed to do something with the food? Well, I don't have the food yet. Oh, it might be the other door. Could be. You had a wife and daughter. Okay. Well, why are you telling me this? Is there anything relevant for me in this? Wow, okay, that's kind of shitty behavior. Family? What do you mean? You trying to tell me something about your family? What are you getting at? I was trying to ask about your family. Let's talk about your family. There we go. Strange question, you know. I never really cared about relationships. Math was everything to me, and I don't regret it at all. Okay. So he gave up family for his passion of combinatronics. And it's interesting because I think we're practicing combinatronics by playing this game. Because we're combining different concepts and ideas to talk to each one of the characters. Oh, here we go. Ah, Mr. Mather. It is good to see you again. As a form of apology for a recent misunderstanding, I have taken the liberty of personally delivering your rations to your cabin. You will find your plate hidden under on one of the seats. I'm sure you understand that I would hate for a passerby to get a hold of it. Bon appetit. Hey, can you tell me about combinatronics? You can go now. The food is in your cabin under the seat. I wish you a good appetite. Can you... What if I shined a light on you, dude? What are you? You're definitely... That's not human. Whatever that is, that's not human, dude. You can go now. The food is in your cabin under the seat. The other passengers are waiting. Fine. Hey, man. A little scary. What's up, dude? Oh. At the very back, in the layers of dust and cobwebs, lies a silver object. Hey. Oh, it's got, like, bone in it. That's great. A tray with food, as the conductor said. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use our apothecary knowledge to make sure that this is not poison. Okay, I guess not. Next to the plate of disgusting mush lies a piece of paper. A letter. It's from Supreme Engineer. The letter begins, Dear Mr. Mather, recent events in which you have been involved have caught my personal attention. Please accept the attached insignia as a symbol of my direct oversight of you from this moment onwards. Now eat in peace, and as clearly as possible, visit your conductor. He has already been instructed and will explain everything to you. Until then, do not speak to anyone. Do not put this matter on hold. Okay? Last thing on the plate isn't food. Or that thing on the plate isn't food. The sight of the burbling abomination causes me physical distress. The pungent smell makes my head spin. Membership insignia. A symbol of the totalitarian regime that rules the train. It is a badge that the crew proudly wears on their chests, signifying their superiority over other passengers. I was given an insignia by the Supreme Engineer. I should think very carefully before telling anyone about it. Interesting. Alright. Alright. I don't know if I want to eat that. Do I want to eat that? Do I want to eat that? I don't know if I want to eat that. Maybe I... Only now do I realize how hungry I am. My stomach is knotting up. Perhaps I will try to eat at least some dry bread. Oh, it's probably worms, dude. What have I done? I can't believe I ate that atrocity. What primal urge must have taken a hold of me? Let's shine a light on it. Can I put a light on that? Not ready. Oh! Cool, not ready in there. Love that. Okay. Well, I don't want to show this to anyone yet. You said don't talk to anyone. A conductor counts as anyone. I'm not supposed to talk to anyone. Notes, diagrams, schedules, and other bits of information are attached to the corkboard. I guess he said give it to the conductor, yeah. I'm not entirely familiar with the arrangement system, finding it difficult to navigate. However, if I know what I'm looking for, I believe I'll be able to learn a lot. Combinatronics. Not ready. Okay, fair. The judge. Garrett Wilcott, Supreme Court Judge. Everything he has told me so far matches up. There's a lot of other information, but it is beyond my capabilities to study it all. I have to decide which specific topics interest me. Alcohol bottles. No, his sins. Nope. Maybe just sins of people. Nope, not yet. I'm gonna talk to him to see what happens. I want to show him the insignia first. Because he's a conductor, he'll know what that means. Take a look at the conductor. We're gonna talk to him first. The conductor notices me looking at him. Mr. Mather, of course. I have something to tell you. As you know, this train demands sacrifices. You have almost experienced it yourself. It is a prerequisite for safe travel. Until now, we've been guided by lottery, but now our leader has decided otherwise. Randomness will no longer suffice. You, Mr. Mather, will choose the next sacrifice. I can understand why he chose you. However, I am merely a servant. Glory to his will. Ah, shit. I've been given an unprecedented responsibility to choose the next human sacrifice, to decide about fate. In this task, the conductor here is to be at my disposal and comply with me in every respect so that I can fulfill this task. Thus commands the Supreme Engineer. I am truly superior to the remaining passengers. I am life and death. What if I choose you, conductor? You are a passenger, after all. What if I choose to sacrifice the Supreme Engineer? Right? We need to find out who... Oh, dude, this is... We have to discover who's the good one to kill. Let's see... What about his family, right? Okay, we can't find out information there. Let's do... No. There's got to be information about each of the passengers on this. We could do maybe just the unbearable noise itself and find out information there. Oh, wait. It is 7:01. It's time to get the devs on here. Hello,
Hi,
can you hear me? Hey, what's up?
Hi, yeah, awesome. It's awesome. It's great.
Yeah. Would you like to introduce yourself to the community? Tell everybody who you are?
Yeah, of course. Just before that, I will tell you, you get right at the end of the current content. Or
oh, okay.
You had some really great ideas what other combinations to do, and yeah, congratulations. Now, if you go out of the office, you will see a nice congratulations screen.
Oh, that's very funny.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Hi, I'm David. I'm from Czech Republic, and Dreadline Express. This is my game. It's a free-time project. I'm working as a software engineer in my daylight, and during evenings and weekends I'm making this thing. It started at the beginning of 2024 with a lot of conceptualization and pre-production, and I would say about half and a half it's in full production. So yeah, this is it. And I started to work it as a solo developer, but I'm really bad with any art related things, so I knew I will need to get some help. Mm-hmm. And currently the team is 8 people big, which is absolutely stunning for me, because I didn't hope anyone would join me with this, but now we won some prizes in Czech Republic on some conventions, and people keep writing to me if they can join the project. So yeah, I'm really proud of this thing.
I think you're making something really, really cool. I've never seen a game that has interaction like this. The idea of using cards, and it kind of feels like you're using combinatronics, right? Like from the game itself, of like being able to combine different concepts and ideas to evoke a reaction and things it's very interesting. Yeah. It's incredibly interesting, and I think it's cool because it plays into the story of your character having lost his memories, but you can use these to remember to talk about that one specific thing. It's quite interesting. What led into that kind of a design? Because I don't think I've ever seen that before in any game, so I'm interested in where did that come from?
I was thinking that usually a story in game is it isn't connected with the gameplay. In some game it's more, some game is less, but you usually see you do some cool stuff in the game, and then you read a dialogue or see a cutscene, and then you do another cool stuff. And I wanted to make story into the real gameplay mechanic, which is how the cards were created, because there are bits of the story which you can use on characters, so you are using the story itself. And another thing is I sometimes get disappointed by the usual adventure dialogue options, where if the game lists 10 different options before you often choose what's best for you objectively, but not the thing you would choose as the character. And I wanted to do it other way around, so you have to figure out the combinations, you have to discover the dialogues, and you will probably miss a lot of things, but it will be your story. It gets more immersive.
Yeah, I noticed how much it expanded out as I met each one of the characters in here, being able to interact with them and like ask them about their life and the different choices that I'd be able to choose along that. And it was really down to, how do I ask him about, his addiction? You use alcohol bottles, and it's talking specifically to drug, like the judge for that. And how do I bring up that concept to another person to ask them about, his addiction? And this is so interesting, because it's not just that specific phrase, it's like that concept and what different characters react to when you bring up that whole concept together. And that's surprising. It kind of feels almost like a choose your own adventure sort of route, or like an old school text adventure, RPG. Mm-hmm. And like that feels awesome to me, because I love text-based adventures. They're super fun. So the idea of doing that with cards in hand in kind of like a fully realized 3D horror environment is very interesting. I think you've done a really cool thing, you and the team have.
You did a really great job with figuring out a lot of combinations. I had a team member on a chat. We were looking together, and he was surprised that he didn't discover a lot of combinations you discovered. So
I love it.
Great job.
Well, thank you. No, I think the game is very fun and very interesting, and it's such a novel approach to doing this. Like, how have people reacted to this so far? Like when you guys have played out there, because you won a bunch of awards and stuff. The general public, what have they given you as feedback so far on this mechanic? Because I've never seen it before.
Yeah, they usually get really hooked into the game really fast, because it's their story. I want the player to be the centerpiece of the game, and you are the movement power of the story, of everything. And when you are in charge, it's not just about consuming some story, it's about discovering your own story, and it works. So people get excited, and often when they finish the demo, they ask me about things like, what will happen next? What will be what is behind the door? And then they tell me, don't tell me.
Yep.
I will wishlist the game and play it myself. But they get really invested into it.
Yeah, that's exactly
So
how I feel about it, because like the universe that you're crafting here is quite cool. I'm very into, Lovecraft. I'm very into cosmic horror and Cthulhu. I love that, and you've woven that into this in a way where it's unique. The idea of being bound in a train in a world completely destroyed by that is quite cool. And then the power dynamic between the characters ends up making it really interesting. So yeah, I find myself sitting here being like, I want to use all these cards. Give me the rest of it. That's kind of a thing. Are there more cards yet to discover? Are there more cards in the demo that I have not found?
Show me the album, maybe. I suppose you probably have all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. You are good.
All right, cool. Yeah, because that's the thing. Yeah, go for it.
You even got the Sins card that doesn't have the final art yet. That's why it looks differently. But yeah, you even get that one, the bonus card.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I really, really like this system, and I can see how this would get incredibly difficult to develop as you got more and more combinations. How do you guys manage that within the team in terms of all of the different storylines? Because I have to do that myself with a multi-storyline thing, and I use a tool called Obsidian. But I'm always interested in what other what other groups do, how you are managing this.
Yeah, well, I'm fully in charge of writing the story and the dialogue, so that's everything is on me.
Stuff.
But yeah, there are tools. I have a lot of notes. The tool used for the dialogues is called Yarn Spinner, which is the game is in Unity, and it's a great tool for branching, dialogue branching. So, and I have some tables and analytics, custom analytics tools built in Unity. But in the end, I need to have it in my head, and yeah, only when I really have the world of the game in my head, then I can write the dialogues. And a lot of playtesting. I have few notes from your playthrough, and each player who is playing the game, I check which combinations he wants to use, and if it makes sense and I don't have into the game, I edit.
Well, that's fantastic. I mean, that makes a huge amount of sense. And yeah, Yarn Spinner's been used for a lot of stuff. I just pulled it up on stream here. It's been used for a ton of things, even like Night in the Woods, Dredge, which is, this is great. We have a lot of developers in here, like people that want to make different stuff or starting to make things. So definitely check this out. I'll link out the one that I use. I end up using Obsidian because I think it's better for what I'm doing, but let me link this out too. What Obsidian does is it creates little like nodes, right? And then you can write a whole page on that and you can mind map it. For me, I need like a visual thing. I've never used Yarn Spinner before, but I love this. It's fantastic. And it's free. So yeah, free is great.
I was thinking about Obsidian. I know it. Yeah, the mind map is awesome. I also tried to use some diagrams, and still kind of finding the way how to do it best, because it gets exponentially bigger and harder. But it's awesome. Yeah,
I think that's the thing. Like the way that you've put this together feels very cohesive for a player. Like the only time that it started to fray at the edges is when I had so many cards, and it was clearly like this is the end of the demo content. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I used to write some short stories or short novels, but this is different kind of storytelling. This is more like node-based. I have one file for each of the character, and then I put all the possibilities or all the dialogue choices you can make, and this helps make it cohesive, because when I see everything one character can say in one file, I usually write it's the same thing. So the characters should be believable, and and the interesting thing is that you have beginning and the middle and the end of the game in in one file, in one dialogue tree. So
That's tough. that's
it,
tough.
it is, and that means when I play the game, I get to the ending like in 2 minutes, but it's about the discovery. So
Yeah. No, I
Like,
really
all-
enjoyed
all-
taking my time with it. Once I realized that I wasn't under a time limit where I was going to be sacrificed very rapidly, I was very into it. I was like, okay, cool. I can take my time. I can look at stuff, you know, and it feels really good. So you and the team have done something pretty awesome here, and I'm honestly blown away by the card system. Like, this is just so interesting to me of being able to like pull this and like have concepts played out like this and be able to build a hand out of it. Like, that's really, really interesting to me.
Yeah, it really works better than I imagined when I designed it. Prototypes were looking good, but the real game is when everything clicked together, the cards, the atmosphere, the kind of believable world, and it is kind of sandboxy experience where you can go everywhere you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works beyond my expectations.
I love it. I'm interested, like, with you guys in demo right now. How long have you been in demo? Like, how long has this been out to the public, the demo itself?
Oh, the demo isn't public yet.
Oh wait, so I'm the only one playing it. All right.
Yeah. And
I thought
got
that was
it-
public.
And you get it free.
Oh man, that's funny. Okay, yeah, no paid demo. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? I didn't realize
Yeah,
it was
but,
exclusive. I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm starting to send it out to the world. There are still some things that needs polishing. You saw it in the menu. There you cannot change the resolution in the demo yet.
I saw that. Yeah.
Well, you can do it by console, but not in the menu. So that needs some polishing. But sometime next year, the marketing should start. Demo, playtest, the next fest, and hopefully next year it will be also released.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's the idea.
And for everybody in chat, just because it's not in demo doesn't mean you can't wishlist it. You should. You should wishlist the game. The more that you do that for an indie dev, the more that you wishlist the game, the more that it tells Steam's algorithm to push that game to other people. So definitely go and do that if you are interested in this game. Even if you're like, oh, I'm going to check on it later, wishlist it. That is you helping the dev directly for free. Instantly, you're helping them for free. And
That's true.
It's super helpful. Yeah.
And I see it in Steam that with the more wishlist I have, the more wishlist I get. The more the traffic is bigger, and yeah, it really helps.
It definitely does. Yeah, Steam very much so pushes your game based on number of wish lists and how rapid those wish lists are coming in as well. So that's super helpful for them. Actually, I'm looking at this. It looks like you've changed the UI of this between these different versions.
The album is different, and everything is still improving.
I can tell, like, for me, I like the new version much more than this. So I think you've definitely gone in the right direction. Can you talk a little bit about your design philosophy with that? What is causing, like, when do you decide to iterate on design in this way, like with the menu here changing?
Yeah, usually I have some good idea how it should look at the beginning, but I prototype. Even in the final game, I still prototype. So the first version of the album was prototype to see how it works. And when I learned more about the mechanic, what it needs to be, what it needs to do, I deleted all code of the old album and remake it in the final version to look right. And also invited my friend who is doing graphical design to make it look better. So everything was prototype sometime in the development. There was placeholder graphics for this guy, different frame for the dialogues, different system maybe even for choosing the dialogues, no physics. So yeah, it's a ever iterating process.
Yeah, No, that makes sense. It's very cool to hear, honestly. Yeah, no, this is stunning art. Chat really enjoys this. Like, the community seems to be really into this, and I love the setting. I think that it feels really good, and I love this art style too. It's just like really kind of chunky characters. What tools did you guys use to build the models in this? Is this Blender?
It's Blender.
Yeah, nice.
It's Blender, and currently, well, funny bit of trivia is that one of the 3D modelers is using Andrei is using the Blender also to make the textures. He's making those node graphs, and he's programming the textures so they are procedural, and then he bake them and create a PNG file for me. But for example, this sheets or the barricade, it's all procedural, so I can choose how big I want the chunks of the
like the pattern.
How big pattern how I want, how many patches there should be, and all these things. That's really cool.
That's actually really awesome. That's really, really cool. Yeah.
I didn't know that Blender can do this.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen someone do that. That's cool as hell. And yeah, people do wild stuff with Blender, to be honest with you. It's completely amazing at a certain point. And it blows me away because I remember the humble beginnings of Blender, where it was kind of like, you didn't use Blender, you used like Maya or 3D Studio Max. And now it's like, no, just use Blender, man. Like, use Blender for everything.
Blender is good for you.
Yeah, it's great. It's like a really, really good tool. So during the ad break, you were talking about spinning this. I have to.
Let's give it a spin.
Hey. So you just have little. Do you have anything else hidden like this throughout this?
Not yet, but it's in plan to make all these little Easter eggs and interactive environment. Yeah, now you start looking at everything. If you can, what you can do, right?
I love that this outside door is all chained up too. Like it just kind of adds to the environment each time, and it's a ridiculous number of chains and locks. You know.
Yeah. You know what the inspiration is?
Oh, as far as I can tell, it's H.P. Lovecraft. But if you'd like to go into your inspirations for everything, go for it.
But I mean, for those door with the chains,
for this,
obviously Silent Hill, The Room.
Okay, yeah. I thought you meant like the game overall, but yeah, no, that's cool, man. Like this, it does look deeply horrifying and fits the theme completely. Actually, can you talk a little bit about your inspirations throughout this game? Because
of course,
I'd love to know where all of your ideas for this have come from. Like, how do they get mashed together? Because the scene is great, the setting is awesome. I really enjoy it, especially the iconography too.
In Czech Republic, we really like trains. So that's one thing.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
And but the inspiration for the story and atmosphere, I really love frictional games, mainly Soma and other bits. And I like deep psychological horror that scares not by the monsters and jump scares, but with the story. And usually the story is somehow deeply connected to one of your own fears, deep fears, like fear of your mortality and losing your loved ones, and these funny little things. And I wanted to build something that will build this fear or this worry in you, and then give you some final punch and makes you really scared, not by flashy lights, but by the story. So it's built on this premise, and with some of my internal deep fears in mind. Each one of the passengers can represent a view on things or on life which I had sometime in my life, and so a lot of internal motivation. And of course the Lovecraft is it's sprinkle on the top. I love his cosmic horror in its true meaning, which means there are forces which are not you cannot shoot it to head by shotgun.
Yeah.
It's there. You can do anything about it. You are even so little you cannot understand it, but it's there and it's changing your life forever. So this is what I wanted to build.
I love that, honestly. Like, I'm a big fan of not having a jump scare inside of a horror game. Like, making it psychological horror, making it so that it's cosmic horror. That's fantastic. So I'm very happy that you've gone that direction. It's rare to find games like that too. I find a lot of the times, a lot of them will try to do a light horror in that direction, then still throw jump scares in. So
yeah, there are few nice jump scares. And if I want to do something, like when you turned around and there were those people standing, the passengers, that is not jump scare because there is no stinger, no loud music, but
it's just surprise.
It's still,
yeah,
it's surprise, and I like this style. It's like Ari Aster movies, which they give you some surprises, not jump scares, and it works. So that's my direction.
I love that direction for the game. That actually makes me really excited for it. And yeah, I caught the Lovecraft reference earlier, the Miskatonic University. I was like, all right, yeah, it's quite good. I really love that, and I think that's cool. I think it's really cool to have those types of ideas and combine them in this way. And I think the restrictive environment really comes through with also kind of the oppression, that you have for the factions in there, the restrictive regime. That you can feel it in everything in the game.
Yeah, and you might notice some discrepancy between the passengers. Like the Garrett is, not yet. Garrett is okay with the regime. He kind of doesn't mind it. The Euler, not sure now about the pronunciation. I have it written somewhere, but he is pro-regime. He really likes it, and then there will be other point of views on the same things. So you can learn about the same thing from many point of views, and that should be interesting. That should make you as a player think about things.
Yeah. I love that kind of difference where you can take the same concept, bring it to multiple characters in any way that you want to format that, and then do it. And like, even then, I don't know if this combination will work, but the idea of taking how the judge feels about the restrictive regime and then talking to him about it doesn't look like that one functions, but it's neat. The idea of being able to take these concepts. That's a good idea. Hey.
Yeah, good idea. Okay,
let's do it.
Let me open my notebook and.
Yeah, because like you have one character that feels very differently than the other character about it, and I think that's so far I've been taking those types of concepts and bringing them to each other and be like, hey, tell me about that man over there, right? And he's like, he doesn't talk too much, talk to anyone. He doesn't seem to be lacking anything, right? And then you can go over here and talk to him about the same thing. And he's like, oh, I'll tell you about myself, right? I'll tell you about combinatorics. And I just think that to me feels like an old school text adventure of like ask fireplace, pick up object. And it just, it's brought it in that sort of style of play into a format that I think many people will understand and really enjoy. So I think you guys have done a fantastic job with that.
Thank you. Yeah, and there will be moments where you learn some secret from one of the passengers, and then it's up to you if you go to other passengers and just tell him his darkest secret, and the world will react to it. Well, even now in this demo, you have one big choice. You could have given the Laudanum to the Garrett instead of Euler.
I was thinking about that, because I could have given it to him because he's a very addictive personality. He's addicted to alcohol. He said he'd love to have alcohol to get him out of this place. And if I gave him laudanum, I could just do that. But I gave it to this guy because it calms him, even if it's, addictive opiate substance. But whatever, it's the end of the world. Have fun.
You decided to play the good guy.
Yeah, I could have just given it to him and then had this dude just completely out of his gourd, and then that guy just actually having a horrible time. But I love that there are choices like that. You only get the one bottle too.
Exactly. You still have the card because that's representing an idea, but if you try to use it again, you get the dialogue that it's already used. And there should be some better indication later in the game when we finish everything. But
yeah, even that there says I've already used it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Exactly.
And I love the idea that you can choose two concepts like, I am an apothecary, here is laudanum, you can take this, right? So it's like almost like speaking from authority at that point, that it's not you're not just discussing laudanum, I am giving you laudanum as an apothecary.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
And I want those bigger decisions to be... There have to be at least 2 cards. If you play 1 card, it's about speaking broadly about the subject, and there is no risk of you changing anything you wouldn't like. But if you choose 2 or more cards, there is a risk this is some choice you cannot get back.
Yeah. That makes sense. I really like this. So, is there anything you want to talk to the community about? Actually, wait, before that, you said you were going to launch in next year, and you want to do the demo next year as well. What have you guys tried so far in terms of marketing, and where has it been really difficult for you?
You know, there is this conundrum of it's good to launch a demo with a lot of wish lists to give it traction, but for this type of the game, to get wish lists, people need to play it. So how that's like
it's a difficult, yeah.
You are in a loop. I need to get demo out, but to get the demo out, I need wish lists, and for this, I need to get the demo out. So
yeah, we call that like,
thing.
I guess in English slang, it'd be catch-22. Is what it's called.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm trying to more write about the game on the social media. I have a Discord channel where I post some behind the scenes materials about it, and trying to record videos and everything. But the game, the day have only 24 hours, and I have day job, hobby job, wife and kids, so it isn't very easy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is 100% fair. It's very difficult, but I think what you guys are making is really cool. I hope that it hits critical acclaim enough that you can breathe a little bit easier there, right? Like I think it's the biggest thing for me is I understand the difficulty in that, and I hope that events like this, like we'll just keep doing this, and I hope that this adds a lot of eyes onto what you're making, because it is unique, like incredibly so, in a way that I find compelling. Like, I'm going to play it when you launch. This looks awesome as hell. And I really enjoy the setting and the gameplay.
Oh,
hey, no, don't. Oh, you already gave it? Damn it. It's true. I was going to buy it.
Wait, I can always revoke it.
Revoke it. Revoke the game for me. Do it. Burn the key. I know you can do it. I know you can. I know the Steam page for it. Burn my key. I'll buy your game. Do it.
Thank you. This is why I'm trying to reach to events like this and to give the game some visibility. So it means a lot for me. Really, thank you.
Absolutely. I am interested. I don't know what the general pricing for games is like where you're from. You said it was Czech, yeah?
Yep, Czech Republic. We have Euro.
Do you use Euro through Steam? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, on Steam we have Euro, even though we use Czech crowns as a currency in the country. But yeah, we have Euro, and there were some in the chat I saw people get that it resembled the mount washing. So I'm thinking about similar pricing as the mount washing. Probably.
Okay. Have you found that games are too difficult to buy in the Czech Republic because of the euro? Because one of the things that I've found is pricing games for the euro region is really difficult because of the fact that you can't change the pricing of the euro on a per country basis. So how do you guys feel over there about the cost of games in general on Steam?
I think it's good. In our country, it's fair. There are worse countries.
Fair. Yeah. No, super fair.
Yeah. So, I think we are somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I'm always interested in that because it's one of the things where, like, trying to price a game in euro is so hard because you have Germany, and then you have like Greece, and the cost of goods between those two countries is dramatically different, you know? And try to price a game for both, it's really hard to find a middle ground, if that makes sense. I'm always interested in people from each of the regions that are using the euro of like what's a good feeling price, you know?
Yeah.
But it sounds like you guys are in a good sweet spot, so.
Yeah, but maybe we're also used to it. Like, the games are great, they cost some money, but it's worth it.
Good. No, that's awesome. I'm really glad. I'm glad to hear that, actually, because that's information I never get to have, so. But no, that's cool. So I think mouthwashing, how much was mouthwashing? 13 USD? So somewhere in that range, like 10 to 15.
Something around that. Yeah.
That makes sense. No, I think that this is definitely worth that. And I can't wait to see how you expand on it deeper into the game as well. Because I'm excited to play around with all the different combinations and see what you make.
I will see how many hours of the gameplay there will be in the end, because it's hard to estimate. Currently, I'm thinking something like 3 to 4 hours, maybe, with some replayability, or maybe even bigger replayability, because you have more choices, and if people won't be as clever as you won't get all the cards, so there will be still there will those 3 spots in the album will maybe motivate you to play it again or something like that.
That is already what's happening. Because I was like, I need to find more of these, man. Oh, I want to find them. Please give me the cards. Have you I know this is kind of a weird one. I don't know if you've heard it before. Have you thought about making physical cards for this? Like something at like conventions and things like that? Because like these are really cool, and the idea of having one in my hand, like if your game gets shown off in person, just seems neat, you know?
Yeah. In fact, when we are at convention, we have physical cards with wishlist QR code at the back, and
that's cool.
And we have few illustrations which we printed, and for next convention we are planning to print another 4 illustrations, so it will be also kind of unique. We also have train tickets. You have this train ticket for the last human train, which has unique number, and there is a link for the website on it, and people really like them. And you cannot play the game without having the ticket. I don't make the rules. This is how it is. So yeah, I really like these little things, and so doing it.
Yeah, the train ticket idea is really cool. I will say, the idea of a last human train makes me wonder if there's other trains out there in the dark.
and maybe not human, right?
Yeah. This is just the last human train, guys. There's other ones. Don't worry about it. It's terrifying.
Yeah, so we are doing what we can. And maybe even, this is my really wild idea, but I'm thinking about distributing the game with a deck of cards. Like, you have all the cards, and the Steam code is one of the cards, and you probably won't open the deck because you want to get spoiled your game. So that may be interesting bit of merch.
That's actually really cool. Like, I know Limited Run does stuff like that. I was actually just going to go look up. Like, Limited Run does these really cool packages for those types of things. If you guys did a physical copy, that'd be really amazing, honestly. Like, the idea, because you have so many things that are, like, tactile in the game. Like, you touch the cards, you interact with this. That's such an interesting thing to add as, like, a physical thing you can get in real life. I think that's fantastic. Having a a train ticket, having that kind of a thing, for like a special edition would just be awesome. So that's cool, man. Yeah. Like, these are really cool ideas. I'm excited to see what you do.
You probably have an idea how hard or tricky it is to have this diegetic UI with physical objects in game, and months of development to make it work.
The moment that I saw your menu, I was like this. I was like, dude, like, that's like, are you kidding me? Like, this is nuts, actually. So yeah, no, the moment I saw that, I knew we were in for something really cool, because you've spent so much time on just building these small things. Normally, a game will just be like, here's a menu, And this is like, no, we have a whole cutscene, we have a moving card, flip it over, and then put the menu on the back of it, you know. Like, that's very impressive. It's very, very cool.
You know, the game is a lot about guiding the player without telling him exactly what to do. And even the menu is part of it, because some players didn't flip the card and they obtained it in the game. So if I show you in the menu that there is something on the other side of the card, it's more likely you will flip it in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of these small guides for the player, so he understands how to play the game without me telling him or showing him the hint or tooltip or something like that.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think you guys have done a really good job. And everything was very, very clean and made complete sense to me as I was going through. There was nothing that was kind of hard to understand, like the concepts, I don't know, concepts in the palm of your hand, right? So you know exactly what it is that you can say. It's not like, I feel like it's actually even better than some dialogue options in games, because in a lot of games you're like, respond aggressively, like, or you'll say something, it's in text, you don't know if that's going to be an aggressive response or like a happy response. Sometimes I get that in Fallout games quite a lot, but with this it's like I know exactly what concept I'm bringing up, I know exactly who I'm talking about, like the judge and his alcohol bottles. I know exactly what it is, and you form the full idea for what you're going to say. So I think it's really good, and it makes complete sense to me as a player, so I enjoy that. I think you guys have done it great.
Thank you. I'm glad it works. I really am.
Yeah, I'm just kind of blown away because I've never seen it before. It's awesome. Well, with that in mind, we're almost at time, but that being said, is there anything you would leave the community with that you'd like to tell them? Anything at all?
Yeah, follow me, join the Discord, spread the word if you think this is the game some friend of yours needs to hear about. Tell him about it. And yeah, retweet it or share it. That will be really, really great.
Yeah, indie devs are made or broken by you guys, and they are self-publishing this, so every wish list that's on here, every single one of them, is incredibly impactful for the developers. So please do that.
Yeah.
It is, even if you don't end up playing it, even if you just want to kind of keep an eye on it, if it's something you're interested in, wish listing it is how you signal to Steam, show this to more people. So helps them a lot, more than you can know. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
This was awesome. Your game is really cool. I'm excited to see this launch, man. And I hope that you guys hit a lot of, I hope that you succeed, because this is great.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. And thank you for great audience. I read only a few of the chat messages, but it seems people really like it. So that makes me absolutely happy.
Don't worry. They'll also claim that I also only read a few of their chat messages. So I hope you understand. I hope you have a wonderful day, and to say thank you to the team as well. You guys are doing awesome stuff. Can't wait to see the rest.
Yeah, I will tell them. Thank you so much.
All right,
and enjoy the other games.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you around, dude.